Yet again, my gorgeous Torini, yet again, the most important thing that I want to say to you right now, this very moment in time, if something happens and it doesn't make sense in April, and it's required from you to respond in a certain way, do you know what? You just walk away from the situation. If something doesn't make sense to you, it most certainly doesn't make sense. Yet again, April is the time, my gorgeous Torini, where your personal power will be increased when it comes to your own psychic abilities. And it's not only April, but it's also going to be May as well. April and May are the most powerful days when it comes to you in general, when it comes to your psychic feelings, when it comes to your intuition, when it comes to your third psychic eye being really, really advanced, pretty much so open, rather wise indeed. And that means that your personal connection with yourself, when it comes to your subconscious mind, is going to be guiding you along the way. Throughout April and throughout May, you will be feeling like somebody maybe like around you, like your guardian angel, or you're like a spirit guide. Every now and then you are gonna have a little sign. Every now and then you are gonna feel that little push, and every now and then you will kind of feel courageous in order to make the necessary step to move forward, you know. And this is what's the part of it. This is when things are going to become really, really interesting, my gorgeous Taurinis, indeed. Okay, your number in numerology is number 1305. It is to do with your personal transformation, but it's also to do with the moment when your eyes are going to be open, and once your eyes are open, nothing is going to close them ever again. To some of you, this is going to be like a confirmation that you're going to get about things that you already kind of knew, but to some of you are going to be like completely surprised. However, this is going to help you to kind of realize exactly where you are and what is the necessary thing to do in order to make an important next step when it comes to your life, my gorgeous Taurinis. My name is Sasha Bonasin, and I'm a psychic medium, and this is your monthly horoscope tarot card reading, and it's for you, my gorgeous Taurini, and it's for April 2021. So this monthly horoscope tarot card forecast is for you, my gorgeous Taurini, and it's for April 2021. And as I already mentioned, your number is number 1305. Do you know what I want to say to you? It is the time of your personal transformation. It is the time when you're going to realize what needs to go out of your life, because it's to do with an adjustment and an edit that you need to make. On another hand, please pay attention to the actual some kind of addictions that you could have. I know this sounds really like, oh God, pay attention to addictions, but it's important because your body will be communicating you throughout April and even throughout May like there is no tomorrow. If you feel like a little bit of a stomach, funny feeling in your stomach, then you have to pay attention to your digestion. For example, if you are maybe drinking a lot, you know, maybe you should cut down on drinking. If you are smoking a lot, maybe you should cut down on smoking. If you are drinking, if you are taking too much sugar, I would completely cut the sugar out of your diet, like for example, because it's just so bad for people, you know. But just pay attention to what your body is going to be communicating to you, because one particular specific thing that your body is going to try to let you know will be very significant and very important, because this is where a lot of blockages within you and your energy is actually going to be. You will know what to do. It's significant. On another hand, 1305, it means, do you know what? I want to say this because this will mean to you so much. It's for you, this will be big, it will be important, because things are moving on nicely and swiftly when you least expected. There is going to be the message that you're going to get. There is going to be the information that you're going to get, my gorgeous Taurinis, and that information is just going to help you to see things for what they are, but also at the same time you will know that a certain obstacle is just slowly going to come to an end, an obstacle that was slowing you down like there is no tomorrow, but you can only realize how much this was draining you and draining your energy and affecting your vibration until you reach this significant stage and a significant point. You are gonna have an important news, and this is gonna mean to you so much, because you will want to like kind of celebrate, you will want want to like kind of connect and reconnect with the most important people in your life. It's just going to bring so much joy and power within you. On another hand, you know, it's about the compromise. So this is to do with an obstacle coming to an end, sorry. And that obstacle that I'm talking about, it was affecting you in such a way. It was affecting your optimism. It was affecting your inspiration and things like that. And most certainly it caused delays and lack of motivation. You know, when we find ourselves like feeling like a lack of motivation, it's purely to do with things that change like kind of within our lives, like lately over the last year, over the last couple of years, and then this affects us, you know, because we are unable to kind of focus on our personal situation. And once that happens, then it's very difficult to plan for the future, because you can't feel it that much, you can't feel it that well, because it's so darkened in between now and then. So now this is about to start shifting slowly as well with this situation that I'm talking about. It's an important compromise. Just remember, my gorgeous Taurinis, this is very important, that there is going to be a significant compromise that you are going to have, that you will need to have as well at the same time, because that compromise is going to really be very absolutely mind-blowing for you. But you're going to need to have that compromise. And just remember, before you need to kind of come forward with this compromise, you are going to feel like a little bit, and this is going to be a little bit of a challenge for you, because you're going to feel like, oh God, I don't want to do this. Oh no, something is going to kind of be testing you in such a way where you're going to feel like, oh, I don't, no. But then again, it is the compromise that is all part of it. And it's just on one hand going to help you to deal with a certain problem, but then on another hand, it's most certainly going to be a very important step in a quite significant direction that at the same time you're going to make. It's going to bring a very strong and powerful promise into your life, and this is going to affect your whole vibration in general. I will say to you this, that, you know, it's just basically also important that to try to avoid things that are making you feel like you're trapped, like you're unable to do something, because this is going to be the part of your journey that is going to be very highlighted as well, where you're going to come to terms with the situation that you're going to be facing, and then at the same time, you know, you're going to kind of almost immediately kind of prevent yourself, you will want to prevent yourself from going forward because of the illusion of being trapped. I repeat, it is the illusion of being trapped, and it's the part of you, it's in you, it's on you to actually make the necessary move, in particular when it comes to basically accepting responsibility for the certain situation. And this is to do with the choice, but this particular choice that I'm talking about is just pretty much so going to be a path towards your happiness. But this choice that I'm talking about is just basically a lot to do with your finances. It's to do with you feeling secure when it comes to your finances, financial situations and things like that. So this is the specific choice that I'm talking about, and it's to do with your own finances, and it's to do with your own future, and it's to do with the future planning. This is just going to really start an important like a process in your life at the same time, my gorgeous Taurinis, indeed. Let me just tell you that what I wanted to say, that for example, you see, it's this obstacle, you know, it's just like by the time you get to the end of the month, by the time you get to the end of April, you know, the obstacle is just kind of gonna be really obvious and really screaming in your face. You know, it's gonna be absolutely obvious, the obstacle, but in particular it's to do when it comes to the actual future and when it comes to the plans for the future. So this is something that I need you to understand, because this is going to be basically the time where you are gonna recognize a really important opportunity, and you must make sure that you don't miss the point. If you miss the point, it's going to be basically only because of the lots of distractions that are going to be happening around you at the same time. Because I'm going to be honest with you, there are going to be lots of distractions throughout April that are going to be happening, and they're going to be affecting you in such a way like you're not going to believe what some people are kind of capable of, and this is going to kind of take you off, you know, kind of this is going to affect you in a certain way. So this is going going to affect your way of thinking. So it's important to center yourself, make sure that you are centered. And when I say that make sure that you are centered, this is the time when you get that balance, you better that balance within yourself, which on another hand helps you to see things that you wouldn't normally see when it comes to your own connection. But in particular, when it comes to the actual failing to recognize a really important opportunity. I know this sounds really scary, but it's the last week of April where you may fail to recognize a very important opportunity. But then again, please don't make this like like a dark Lala moment. No, baby, no. It depends, on your spiritual journey. It depends on your karma. You see where you are at, and specifically what was happening and in your life over the last 24 months. It really depends on your personal situation, because if you fail to see this important opportunity in the last week of April, this is yet again going to bounce back in May, okay, at around the end of May. So remember what I said before, that it's a very strong connection when it comes to the actual April and May. Things that you're going to start in April are really going to flourish and going to become evident and obvious in May. So it's a lot to do with planning, focus, and really putting as much as you possibly can of your energy towards things that you are doing. Okay, you just do it and keep doing it, keep going and keep doing it, because that in itself is going to create this moment of planning that you are going to have, and any plannings that you are going to have throughout April and May are just going to turn into something really big. It's going to turn into something very important, which means that it's going to travel energetically much further, specifically purely because you are using this beneficial energy and vibration of this time that is going and happening throughout April 2021. It is, do you know what? And it's also like after a long time, I really like this, my gorgeous Taurinis, this is about a reward, like for specifically things that you have been trying to do, that you have been like maybe struggling with, and they didn't work, they just didn't happen, My Lord, that news that I'm talking about, that it's actually going to be worth celebrating, it's going to cover so many different aspects of your life. It depends again where you are at. If you're looking for work, it's going to be connected to this. If you're working to expand yourself, it's going to be connected to this. If you're retired, it's going to be connected to the part of your life that you're really wanting to happen so much, so badly for a while. So now this is the time when things are going to start moving forward. Just remember, use the magical energy of this month when it comes to the planning. I mean, I know it's a broad subject like planning, but things that mean to you the most, now they're going to be shining really brightly, not only right in front of you, but when it comes to its effectiveness. So it's time to manifest, time to maybe like do daily affirmations, time to like do daily mantras, maybe like a little candle and just make a certain wish. A lot is going to start this process in so many different ways, but it's all going to boil and it's all going to point towards a certain thing. Do things that make you feel great. Do things that make you feel amazing. And the more distractions from your daily life you have, the more signs and indications at the same time you will have that you're reaching a very important balance, and that most certainly you are doing the right things. Just follow your own creativity when it comes to planning. And when I say it's a broad subject when it comes to planning, like anything that you feel so passionate about that you sit down and start writing or start thinking about, there's so many different ideas that are going to be around it at the same time that are actually going to surprise you. But then again, you're spiritually growing because not that long ago you made the right choice, you made the right decision. So now this is the continuation of that, and very soon the rewards are most certainly coming. Okay, so on another hand, when it comes to your health, my gorgeous Taurinis, now it's important, to think about the balance. I mentioned already before, work-life balance. If you are retired, it doesn't matter, but it's just basically a work-life balance. Just make sure that the balance is absolutely like as perfect as you could possibly make it. So think about things that makes you feel good, like when it comes to meditations, visiting the nature, enjoying yourself, reconnecting with the nature. People just sometimes forget how important this is in our lives. We are meant to be in nature. We are meant to be with nature. We are part of nature, and this is why the nature has such an important impact on us. So this is something that I would highly suggest you when it comes to the actual health, my gorgeous Taurinis. You just need to think about what things you can do in order to make yourself like a healthier, for example, like a bit of an exercise if you could do, and things like that. This is the way you can bring balance into your life. But also at the same time, it's very important, and it's to do with your health as well. Every single day, if you possibly can, do something, one particular thing different, start something new, start something different, you know. But at the same time, try to remember to finish what you start as well, because there is something that you started also within the last 36 months, and it's going to need a little bit of your adjustment. Yes, I'm still on your health, and it's all part of the actual health, which is at the same time going to enhance your energy in a form of inspiration and focus and the perspective. This is all connected. On another hand, my gorgeous Taurinis, when it comes to your health, I would also like to say, you know, your digestion is like as sensitive as anything. Okay, so this is important to pay attention to your digestion. A little bit of organic aloe vera juice, it's absolutely mind-blowing because it's fantastic when it comes to your stomach lining. And at the same time, when it comes to your digestion, I would also take natural like a vitamin B complex, because you're gonna feel a little bit tired throughout the actual April and May a little bit. It's not going to affect your abilities, but then again, you know, if you do feel drained and tired, I would highly suggest you to get like a natural vitamin B complex. Take it every single morning on an empty stomach, and you need to make sure that this natural B complex, vitamin B complex, the actual folic acid is folate, not folic acid, but folate, because folate is a natural version of folic acid. So you want everything natural, and you also need to make sure that B vitamin B12 within this B vitamin complex is made in a natural way, opposed to the chemical way. This is something I really need you to remember. So B vitamins are going to boost your energy, but at the same time, it's going to boost your entire digestive system as well. On another hand, my gorgeous Taurinis, you also need to make sure to take something if you can drink like organic chamomile tea, it's fantastic, because it's gonna boost your immune system really by helping you to get rid of toxins out of the body. So it's organic chamomile tea, organic nettle tea, and organic dandelion tea. These three different types of teas you can like kind of sip throughout the months would be fantastic, because it's going to make you feel so much better. Don't use any sugar. Use it like maybe organic maple syrup, or maybe a little bit of organic honey to sweeten it, and some organic unwaxed lemon as well to put inside, and it tastes like delicious. I drink this like all the time, my lord, and it just makes me feel so much better. And this is fantastic for a digestive system. And also, when it comes to the actual boosting your immune system, of course, it's organic acerola cherry powder, 1 little teaspoon, and you take 1 glass of water, mix it up, and drink it alongside natural vitamin D and alongside natural zinc as well. Of course, organic acerola cherry powder is going to give you a whopping amount of vitamin C, but just 1 little teaspoon, and thank Lord, it's actually natural. So organic acerola cherry powder, natural vitamin D, and natural zinc as well. This is going to boost your immune system, and it's important. If you're on any other medications, if you're pregnant or if you're breastfeeding, you just need to check with your doctor, or you just need to check with your GP. Only your doctor or GP can tell you whether this can interact with your existing medications, my gorgeous Taurinis, or not. So now, the very first important date for you is going to be on the 1st of April. Now, before I go there, I would highly suggest you to get something like a period, and it's also called like a fool's gold as well. This is an extra quality specimen, and it's absolutely gorgeous. Look at how beautiful this beauty is. Okay, and it's not only that, but it's a very powerful crystal in order to boost our energy, in order to boost our motivation, in order to boost things when it comes to perspective into our lives, when it comes to our intellect, when it comes to our intelligence. You know, it brings this wonderful balance, balance into our lives. It opens our eyes, but it also helps us to sharpen up a little bit and be able to make very important decisions when it comes to intellect, our intelligence, and decision making, things and things like that, when we are uncertain, we find ourselves on the crossroads and we need that little push, period. It's absolutely remarkable. It stimulates intellect, it enhances memory, and it's fantastic when it comes to creativity as well. This is something that I highly recommend you to have in April and May, because it's just going to be so beneficial for you for so many different things. You can have this in your little bag. I know it's quite big, or you can have it like in your living areas, somewhere around you. It's just going to be remarkable because it's going to protect you against all sorts of negative energies, negative vibrations, negative entities that could kind of enter your life and things like that. It's absolutely remarkable for both April and May. If you would like to buy this gorgeous crystal, of course the link is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channel and you keep me going as well. I have to say that. So this is something that I highly recommend you. So the 1st of April, you see, the 1st of April, you're going to feel a little bit of like, oh, dear Lord, like a little bit of stagnation. You're going to feel like a little bit of uncertainty. You're going to feel like a little bit like a kind of negative, purely because, it's more to do with like like things not moving on quick enough, things not moving on fast enough. It almost looks like you're waiting for some kind of a message, but that particular message or information did not arrive yet. So that is going to make you feel like, oh God, like a little bit negative, but then at the same time, I need to let you know just that this is just a glimpse of your life, slowly preparing you for what is come, because by the end of the month, this particular situation and problem is most certainly going to be resolved. So you don't need to worry, my babies, whatsoever. You just keep going. As I said, you started something really important not that long ago, so this importance is going to be highlighted this month. So this doesn't really matter. On another hand, I really like it because within the 1st of April and the 7th of April, this is the time to pay attention to us, in particular if you're seeing numbers repeating like a 333. My Lord, if you see numbers repeating from the 1st of April until the 7th of April 2021, every single time you see numbers 333 repeating, like it could be on your time, it could be on the television, it could be, I don't know, like it's the power of synchronicity that is going to be like, ooh la la, Radha Vavavumish. It's going to create Radha Vavavumish moment, because you need to know when you see the numbers 333 repeating, even if it's 33, it's fine. If you don't see them, it's still going to happen. But if you do see this repeating, then you will know that most certainly you are on the right path, and something like really mind-blowing is going to be revealed to you. If you don't see it, that's fine. You're not meant to see it. But if you do see number 333 repeating, so you will know what's coming, and at the same time you will know to pay attention that there is some kind of problem that you need to come to terms with, something that you need to resolve in your mind, in your head, some kind of problem that was on your mind at that moment in time, that you need to pay attention to it. So this is the way the synchronicity is going to be communicating to you. So something most certainly to pay attention to. Perhaps that morning when you saw 333, when you woke up, something was on your mind and you felt really, really sad, and that, very soon you will have an answer when it comes to that. So this is the power of synchronicity that I'm talking about, which is about to reveal this to you. On another hand, you are going to become of the actual, I really like it because on another hand, it's about the overcoming obstacle and the challenge, that you're also going to have. And something is going to surprise you, almost like, oh my God, against all odds, type of thing. But then again, it's about you realizing your own power. It's a victorious moment in time that you are going to have. And that is going to help you realize that there is an important negotiation that you are going to have. This negotiation will be very successful. On another hand, any negotiation that you want to have, that you would like to have throughout this month in April and May, all these negotiations that you want to have at this time, in this time frame, will be quite victorious for you, because the vibration will be very strong, which is going to be which is going to increase your own reflection when it comes to your energy. So therefore you will be able to achieve so much more. On another hand, so it's about the successful negotiation, but it's also rather victorious moment in time. What else is going to happen actually on the 1st of April? It's about like a very much so it's to do with like You need to allow your creativity. Now from the 1st of April, this is something that I want to stress. Oh my God. The more creative you are, the more successful you're going to be. You need to allow yourself to be creative with those things that make you feel really good, with those things that make you feel grow, with those things that make you feel excited. Because the more you do this, the more exciting you are, the more exciting outcome you're actually going to have. You need to do things that fuel your passions, and also at the same time, whatever you start on the 1st of April until the end of that month, try to finish. Whatever you start, you need to try to finish. Just remember, it's to do with this balance and also getting the most out of it, because when you do this, you feel the courage to make the necessary, you feel the courage, to do the certain necessary push in your life that you wouldn't necessarily feel or have normally. The second important date, my gorgeous Taurini, is going to be on the 11th of April. Now 11th of April, is just a basically, an unexpected event. It's actually going to take place, but this is going to be completely outside of the influences, nothing to do with you in personally, but it's going to affect your way of planning. Dun, dun, dun. This is something that I need you to remember. The golden words on the 11th of April are: wait and try again. Wait and try again. Wait and try again. It does not need to happen on the 11th of April necessarily, but it can be pretty much so from the 11th of April until the end of that month, because this is to do with an invitation and the actual opportunity that you are going to start becoming aware of. It's important because you need to just not rush into anything, because there is a very sensible approach that you're going to need to have around things. And this is going to become evident. This is pretty much so to do with your own advancement, and also at the same time with the things that you love, you like, with the things that are attractive to you, It's important, and also, it's like some kind of request is going to be connected to it, and this is going to be quite challenging situation for you. But then at the same time, this is the time of the actual positivity, and you are going to have some very mind-blowing, like a brilliant epiphanies that are going to lead to magical opportunities that you're going to become aware of. And it's to do also with the plans that I was saying that are going to work rather perfectly. Absolutely remarkable time, my gorgeous Taurini. So now look, I just had a feeling I needed to do this. I needed to take this oracle card, and it's for you, my gorgeous Taurini, and it's for April, just right now, from the moment, like from the 11th of April until the end of that month. This oracle card is for you. Okay, this is your sign, this is your moment, Taurini, from the 11th of April until the end of that month. This is your card, this is your sign. Look at this. Very, very important. You're going to need to let something go. It looks like somebody is just going to return into your energy, into your dimension, and you will be angry. Whether this is the situation from before that happened and you didn't let go, you must do it. Because this is going to be beneficial for you and nobody else. It's not to do with I burped. It's not to do with that other person, but it's to do with your own complex situation when it comes to your own spiritual guidance that you're gonna get and gain out of your own advancement. So if someone returns into your mind and you're angry with someone, this is your sign to release and let it go. But it's the same time very important that if somebody pisses you off in between the 11th and the actual end of April, it's also, my God, this is part of the test. So it looks like somebody is going to try to piss you off. Somebody's going to make you a little bit angry, and you just need to preserve your energy by rising above the situation. This is something that you need to do. And on another hand, see, little wings. Do you see what is he saying there? Do things that you think that you should be doing. Only act by following your own intuition. Only act on things by following your own inner essence. There are lots of things going on around at the moment, but you only respond to things that make sense to you. Do you understand? Very, very important. Okay? You are going to get an important sense of what exactly you need to do. Okay? And what exactly you need to do It's actually to do with your own path. It's to do with your own journey. It's to do with you, what I mentioned before. It's pretty much so to do with the finances, financial situation, and just making your life better by basically just, you know, like just doing the right things when it comes to your financial situation, but also when it comes to things that you feel very strongly emotionally about at the same time. You need to follow your emotions. You need to listen to yourself. You need to focus on your own specific journey. I repeat, there is a lot going to be going on throughout the month, and you just need to stay on your own ground. You need to stay grounded indeed. And the only way to stay grounded at this time when things are a bit weird is just to basically, you know, follow your own light, my babies. Important. The third important date, my gorgeous Taurini, it's actually going to be on the 27th of April. Now, the 27th of April is just basically, it's a challenge that you're going to have, you know, and it's pretty much so you need to remember this challenge. It needs to come from here. It needs to come from your mind, so you don't rush into anything. Sometimes it's great to just step into the unknown indeed, but this is the situation that you must not rush into, because the first of all, this is going to come up as an intellectual challenge, and a few days later your mind is going to be not completely different, but there is the specific situation that is going to take place that is just going to change the whole reflection of it. So you will be able to become aware of other things that are really important. But above all, the 27th of April is going to bring you the moment when you're going to need to be very logical, perceptive, but at the same time it's to do with an exciting intellectual challenge. You know, that in itself, it's going to bring you an insight, because it's going to get you thinking, it's going to get you going, and also, you know, it's going to bring you an amazing insight, in particular when it comes to the certain information that you just basically need to act on, but at the same time you need to review things very carefully and you need to think about it very carefully. So this is why I said that it needs to pass quite a few times, and it's most certainly not something to kind of rush into it. You see, it's about the imbalance that's created that makes you think like, oh God, I need to rush. No, baby, no. Wait few more days, and there is the specific information that is just going to basically change everything, but it's still going to lead towards having an intellectual challenge, but it's going to be brilliant and it's going to work great, but you just need to give it a time a little bit, you see. And on another hand, you know, in between the 27th of April and at the end of that month, you can expect a significant life experience, and most certainly that is going to become evident, and you will know exactly which changes do you need to make, you know, because this is going to be connected to a rather powerful and most certainly unexpected revelation. And I like it because it's just all about you releasing yourselves from negativity, and at the same time having an absolutely one of the most mind-blowing confirmation of your life. Okay, so now, my gorgeous Taurinis, I'm just going to see what is going to happen, but first of all, before I do that, I highly recommend you to get carnelian as well. Check this gorgeous carnelian, and it gives you the courage. It's brilliant for the self-esteem. It restores vitality and motivation, and it promotes positive life changes, but at the same time it's a good luck stone, you know. So it's something that I really feel that you will find very beneficial to have in your little bag, little purse, in your little pocket, or just simply around you. Every time when you need that little bit of courage, every time when you need that little bit of motivation, you know, this is something for April and May is like a must. If you would like to buy this gorgeous carnelian, then the link is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channel and keep me going. I have to say that. So now, the first week of April, midweek of April, and last week of April, I'm just going to say briefly what to pay attention to. The first week of April, it's all about you finally starting to feel slowly like a control over your life. I'm not saying that you didn't have a control over your life, but you will see what I mean once you start feeling and sensing this remarkable and powerful vibration, you know. And this is pretty much so to do with like you realizing that you are ready, because it's realizing that you are stronger than you knew. So now this is pretty much so to do with you finally starting to feel courageous, for the next step in your life. By the same time, it's important just to follow your own intuition. Pay attention to the actual signs within the first week of April, because they will reveal quite a lot through your own synchronicity. Remember what I said, mid-April is going to bring you, a moment where you're just going to feel like a rushed into something. And I want to stress this, and wait for the perfect moment, wait for the perfect timing if you're feeling rushed also in the mid-April. You see, it's very, very important. And you're gonna feel rushed, not in the sense like someone is rushing you like at the end of April. This is where you're gonna feel like someone is literally rushing you. No, baby, no. Mid-April, what I'm talking about, the rush that you're gonna feel is just gonna come from the confused feelings, purely because you're gonna feel, remember what I said before, outside influences are gonna affect you a little bit, and then they just kind of mess up our kind of timing energy. And then that normally comes from the broken sequences, but also at the same time it's just about you kind of like maybe blaming yourself that you didn't do something earlier, you didn't start something earlier. It doesn't really matter. You need to remember to wait for the perfect timing. When I said wait and try again, just remember what I said on the 11th onwards. Wait and try again. Very, very important. Okay. And also the third part of April is going to bring you see, it's just like basically about you making sure that basically you're just gonna have such a wake-up call, like at the end of April, like there is no tomorrow. And this is something that is going to be remarkable. Just pay attention to the wake-up call that you are going to have, okay, because this is an important part of your progress. And it's also going to help you so much on so many levels and so many elements in your life. It's a part of the very, very complex situation, but at the same time, at least you're going to start realizing that there is most certainly a light at the end of the tunnel. Just remember, big, huge, big, massive wake-up call at the end of April. Okay, so now I'm just going to see what is going to happen to those of you who are in relationship, my gorgeous Taurinis. Oh la la, the Magician, you see. It means that basically you are actually realize something very special and very unique about your partner, and this is going to remind you how special and how unique your partner is, how much your partner means to you. And I really like this, because this means that something is going to take place and something is going to happen, and again it's going to bring you closer together. Really, really nice time of your life when it comes to the actual couples. But on another hand, you're also going to realize you're going to start talking about something like it's to do with like maybe like a certain certain investment. If that some kind of conversation comes up, most certainly this is the time for the wise investment. Any kind of conversation that comes up with some kind of investment, just remember, my gorgeous Taurinis, this is a very wise conversation, because it's the right conversation to have. So whatever comes to you as in form of investment is most certainly going to be the right form of investment for you to both do. Next step for both of you will be revealed, and it's going to come in the form of like a first of all loyalty, oh I love you so much, and then it's just going to be basically the moment of like some kind of investment. It's just something that you will both want to do, and something that you both kind of like maybe spoke about it earlier, but now you're just going to kind of start talking about it again, and it's most certainly going to be the right thing to do. Okay, so now my gorgeous Taurinis, I'm just going to see what is going to happen for those of you who are single and ready to mingy. Oh, my gorgeous Taurinis, you see, it is just basically to do it, it's like, it's a quite complex situation that you are going to have. First of all, there are a couple of things that are going to happen for those of you who are single. First of all, you're going to realize that you're still holding on to someone, and you should really let them go. Okay, it's very important for you, my single Taurinis, to realize that you are still holding on to someone, and it's time to let them go. At the same time, you're going to realize what you need to do in order to protect yourself when it comes to the actual being awake to unknown dangers. You know, you're going to become awake at the same time to an unknown dangers. And then you're going to have like a little hermit mode, little moment when you're going to be like, oh, you're going to be thinking, and then suddenly something is going to come to the surface. When that something comes to the surface, this is going to come in the form of like your own realization through your own self-illumination, but it's going to come like a self-denial. And then you're going to realize it's to do with a certain path that you're going to almost immediately start focusing on. And that path is going to bring you on the path with somebody else, somebody very special, beautiful, unique, powerful, successful, spiritual. It's about to walk into your life. Okay, and you're gonna like this person. You may not become aware of this person again in April, but maybe that person is gonna make themselves known in May. But it's to do with you making the certain changes and decision when you're gonna start becoming the part of this dimension where this other person is gonna walk into your life. So it's not going to be that long, my gorgeous Taurini, but most certainly once this person walks into your life, a lot is going to start changing indeed. Okay, my gorgeous Taurini, thank you so much for watching my videos. I love every single one of you. I'm sending you brightest blessings, source of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. So I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Bye.